there, he wiped out of ice a couple of times. So once he went back, I think maybe on his third time, he got his boat and booked it. He was done with Ice Cape. He wanted nothing else to do with it, so...
Did GregglyPuff equip that ribbon? I looked away for a split second. I know he moved it. I don't know if he equipped it because that was a +4 ribbon, so he will lose that column 3, row 3 if he equipped it, right?
If he equipped it, I don't think he'll lose it, but he'll have to unequip it. And I believe there's a penalty for that.
Yeah, there's a penalty for sure. It's a 3-minute penalty, I believe.
Hold on. No, he did not equip it. It's not equipped. He moved it, but it's not equipped.
Okay. I was gonna say, I was like, I know he knows better not to equip it, but... So that's good. I mean, unfortunately, though, the ribbon ended up being plus. Now, it isn't a required, because he does have talk to 5 different... And see, I think you equip it. Because column 4 is so easy to do.
Yeah.
Especially with Chime Cube. He's already got Chime and Cube.
I mean, I get not equipping it now if he doesn't want to, because he's already got it marked. But, like, if we get later in the game and, like, I'm not comfortable with, like, just levels, gear, something, and I want to make sure, like, I get through this, I would probably click that box and, like, slap that ribbon on somebody.
Oh yeah, I mean, having resistances to all elements is amazing. Especially with this party. Now, Black Mages obviously have +40 vitality. Drinks... Oh no! He healed Nuke accidentally. Doesn't matter. The eye punched it out, but... So now the Black Belt gets 26,000 experience. It's up to level 26. Cake is there. GregglyPuff knows it's there. He knows that LordFizzlebeef needs the tail for one of his required row 5 squares.
Yep, Greg...
Well, he needs it too, though.
So... Yeah, Greg needs it too, because they both have to defeat Lich with Cake, so they're both gonna need that one.
Question in chat by Fiend of Pub Session. Is Wall available? I have not seen it. I'm sure it is not going to be available because it wasn't level 1. So, unfortunately, we don't have any white magic spells. There's a Katana -2. GregglyPuff maybe decides to use it. Maybe not. Depends on what he decides. I mean, he's got options. But I have a feeling for sure that the use only cursed armor thing is going to go away. Because I don't feel like there's any point for any of the other stuff that's available. So there's the floater. He'll be able to do a lot of his catching up, at least then exploring wise, doing the key items, the fetch quests. To kind of figure out where the tail is, because that's the important thing. As you and I, as you kind of had to point out to me, is both our runners need the tail.
Yeah, because the other kind of things that were really important, like on Fizzle's side, with needing to do Tia. I mean, granted, Tia with Bane, it's not specified that it has to be Tia 1, but nobody wants to go all the way to Tia 2 and try to Bane Tia 2 and then have to reset out of that. So basically, that kind of makes, Cube and Charm required. And we got those both really early on. So, I mean, anything else you really look at, it really is just now getting Tail and getting class promoted so that they can get that level 5 Cake, because neither one of them can finish their required lines without it.
Right. I mean, this is... Like, I don't know how... So Greggly's going to do this grind. Now, I mean, I have to say it. This grind is not that good for Thieves not equipping anything. Is he going to equip the X-Cal? Oh, he sold the X-Cal.
He really was just, like, not wanting to even be attempted to equip that.
Now, I will say for anybody out there, like... I just want to let everybody know, GregglyPuff and Excalibur is probably, how do I say this? GregglyPuff is does not like the Excalibur. In one co-op match, he had a +5 Excalibur, and it didn't work for him at all. And I don't think I've seen him actually use the Excalibur since. Like, he does not like the Excalibur at all.
It was one and done. It failed him once, and he'll never let it happen again.
Yeah. It was like an Excalibur +5. I had no issues with it, but, you know, he could not get that thing to work whatsoever, and yeah. I have not seen him use. I don't even bring it up. I don't even bring up the name Excalibur in front of him.
I actually remember that race.
So, but we are gonna punch. We are literally going to punch these high HP eyes. Okay. Now, he is doing it for the bingo tile. I think there's a bingo tile. Am I completely missing? I swear there was one where you have to walk the entire Giants Hall, isn't there? Yeah. Column 3, row 1.
Yep.
Walk the Hall of Giants. He lights it just then. So he has to go through all these spike tiles to do it. Now, this tells LordFizzlebeef where GregglyPuff is. LordFizzlebeef now knows that GregglyPuff is in Ice Cave hanging out with these very delicious eyes.
Unfortunately for what Greggly doesn't know, that Fizzle's there too with a real beefy black belt and black mages with nuke.
Yep. But LordFizzlebeef looks like he's gonna make the walk. He's gonna show him that, or show GregglyPuff that he can also walk the Hall of Giants. Maybe both runners getting inside each other's head a little bit, you know, little mind games. I'm gonna tell you right now, GregglyPuff, you don't want to be in the mind of LordFizzlebeef. It's never good. It never ends well for you. Don't do it. That's the reason why I'm really worried about our tracker, Spellzap. Every time I've been live, he's been watching me. I'm like, dude, you're just hurting yourself right now. You're gonna watch me play, and you're not gonna be able to repeat as champion. Don't do it. Lapidus' favorite burrito. He's gonna go back into Earth. Is this what the tail is? How ironic would it be? You have to leave here, come back.
I think there's some more places we can check, but that would be quite something to have the tail be here in Earth, where you have to go all the way down, get it, war back out, go class change, come back, go back, wait, go do Earth again.
So Greg once again does talk to LaFanish without translating the slab. So LordFizzlebeef now knows that he has the floater, because he made the walk. LordFizzlebeef has now shown him that he has visited the Bat Party room. So both of them are kind of telling each other where they're at.
The bingo board has become a map, and they're just pinging their locations.
Right, but now column 3, row 5 has opened up for LordFizzlebeef now.
Yeah, because now with that column 3 done, all Fizzle has to do now is just finish his required row.
Right. And that's just a tail away. And obviously he still got to Bane Tiamat, which he has access to. He's got the cube, he's got the chime, so he can do that one, no problem. He's going to translate the slab. We'll find out what's in with that. So... top right. So for the question, the green chip in row 5, that is LordFizzlebeef's required row, and the red chip, which is GregglyPuff, is column 2. So looks like GregglyPuff is going to make his way up to Waterfall, show Fizzle that he is in Waterfall. Fizzle now has collected a wood, iron, and steel armor. So now we're looking pretty good. Now the hard ones are about to happen. We have to promote, and then we have to find 2 different worms. And then we're in go mode. Now for GregglyPuff. Is GregglyPuff just lighting every square?
I mean, it does a little bit kind of look like he's going for a blackout on the bingo board.
It really does, doesn't it?
And you know what? If that was his game plan, he should have told Fizzle that beforehand. Because I would not be surprised if Fizzle would have been cool with that, and we were just sat here for a while where they was like marking all the things.
All right. So we now know Fizzle's plan. I'm pretty sure it's going to be column 2, row 5, right? Outside of any sort of other luck, we're pretty sure LordFizzlebeef is locked in column 3, row 5, because it's going to be completely there. There is the loot that is found, so LordFizzlebeef with the slab turn-in gets everything that he needs minus his bingo board filled out, and then he'll be in go mode. He's looking very good. He just has to do it, and he's good because he's got a high level black belt. His mages are safe from nuke, and it looks like he's looking for worms.
Yeah, we still need that tail, and I have to look at the flags. If I'm wrong, somebody yell at me. But we still have, I believe, Sky is incentivized.
Yep, Sky. And Ordeals.
Yeah, so it has to be one of those 2 places. So really, all he needs to do is, he has everything for Sky now. He can easily do Sky, get the incentive there, bang Tia, mark those off, and if the tail isn't Sky, then he knows he has to head to Ordeals, get his tail, get class promoted, Quake, head to Lich. So his where he needs to go and what he needs to do is pretty mapped out for him.
Yeah, and LordFizzlebeef is looking a lot better now. It all depends on the encounters, because as you and I were both saying, is he's still got to find sandworms. He's got to find a gray worm or a purple worm.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's not guaranteed, but it's definitely possible. Unfortunately, Anklos are very prevalent in the encounter table, it looks like.
He's getting all the dinosaurs that Greg needs.
You're not lying, because we've seen Tyros, we've seen Anklos. Yeah, so he's already found 2 of the 3 dinosaurs that Greggly could have had. There's a Tyro.
It's like Jurassic Park up in here. Oh, found sandworms.
It's the Lost World.
It's like the little snack, like you go to amusement park and you have the little snack places.
Mm-hmm.
We found the sandwich station in Jurassic Park.
Alright, so 1 down worm to go. LordFizzlebeef is going to check out Mirage. That is incentive. Now it's going to be in the incentive location, so he can bypass all of this. He doesn't really have to talk to any of the robots. He could, though, if he so chooses, because I think he's technically talked to 5 different hint NPCs already. And it looks like GregglyPuff, unfortunately, is going to be doing the grind on the 3 eyes now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he swapped out one of those.
So he swapped it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I completely forgot about the pub. That's it.
I figured the plan was to swap one out for a black belt. I just didn't know if we hadn't seen him yet, or what his plan was for when to do it.
There's the Oxtail. So Ordeals is going to have our tail.
Yep.
But unfortunately, LordFizzlebeef is looking in such a commanding position right now. Just because he's already done his grind, he's done a lot of the exploring that Greggly hasn't really been able a chance to do. And Greggly still has to defeat 3 different dinosaurs. Now, the good news is we know Anklos and Tyros are easy to find. Red Anklos we didn't really see. But Caleb, the black belt, is gonna punch, punch, and punch. Crabcake says it's RNG time. She's not lying. Will we be able to find the encounter table for the 3 dinosaurs for GregglyPuff? That is going to be the one that's really going to slow him down. At column 2, row 3. And we're going Bane. How many Banes will it take to take out Tiamat? 1. 2. Oh, that was a big punch by Tiamat. That's 3 Banes. Uh-oh.
4.
That's 4 Banes.
5.
It's a good thing we got a lot of them.
Hey, come on, number 6.
Oh, Nuke gets hit hard, but poison smokes.
Bane number 6. There we go. We've got ourselves a Bane Tia.
6th time happens every time the first time. I think that, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hey, you know what? That's what happened today, so... Yep.
Good RNG by Crabcakes. Yes, 6 times we did it. 6 casts to kill. So, Lapidus' favorite burrito is going to make his way over to our deals. Maybe gets lost in it. I know GregglyPuff's hoping for it.
Well, if he does, we've got Warp, so...
Hopefully he really messes up. Well, I mean, GregglyPuff is hoping for it. We, the fans, and the commentators...
Are we, Dangwoo?
I mean, we're not hoping for it at all. I'm saying GregglyPuff is, because he really needs LordFizzlebeef to get slowed up here. They get confused. And looks like he went through a couple of them that slowed him up. Yeah, we want it to be... I agree, Classic Gamer. Unfortunately, he's made it through. And he's looking strong. Bulls and scorpions are running away. I don't think that's going to stop a high-level black belt.
I have officially played too many practice seeds for the spring tournament because Fizzle started walking past boxes and I started to say, "Sir, that could be in any box in Ordeals, but no, it cannot. It is in the box it is supposed to be, and we get our crystals, so now we're gonna head out of here and take our happy selves to Matoya."
Danny, that was a perfect segue. You know what's happening? We're actually having signups for the 2021 spring tournament.
We sure are.
I mean, this is like the perfect time for everybody that's watching to either join in the Discord and pick up that as spectator role, or to join it, or to register for the tournament itself. I believe you have until... What's the date?
Signups are going on now, and they will last till 11:59 p.m. Eastern on April the 2nd, and then we will be doing our pod reveals the next day, April 3rd at 9 p.m.
Yep, and one of the things
I'm gonna
is...
drop a handy little link in the thing. So if you want to sign up, you just click that little link there I put in chat and do the thing.
And do the thing.
It'll
ask you a couple questions, some interesting little tidbits. If you would like to answer them, I would highly recommend it. We're gonna have a little bit of fun with those questions. I don't know what implications they are because, well, the spring tournament, the committee is very hush-hush, so who knows. But either way, it's going to be a good time, so make sure to be having fun with that.
I can't tell. You'll know in like a week and a half.
That's right, so make sure to sign up and do that, as we're rated by Randomania too. Welcome, Randomania fans and speedrunning fans.
Yes, welcome Raiders. We are playing some FFR bingo tonight.
Yes, we are. My name is Dangwoo the Woo. That is Wheels, Danny3883. In the background, pushing the 1s and 2s, is Spellzap, and our restreamer. You know, the unsung hero of the day. I think his name's Luffy.
Luffy
Real
coming
good
in
guy.
clutch, saving the restream.
That's right.
That Luffy's a good dude.
No, oh, there's a red Anglo. I think Greg's just looking for a Tyro. He skipped out on the red Ankylo. He must have killed those two already. He's just looking for a Tyro and a T-Rex.
And while he's taking his turn in Jurassic Park looking for dinosaurs, Fizzle enters Topher at the 54.5-minute mark. But I believe he's looking for something too.
Oh.
He still has to find it. Oh, another worm. Well,
He
that's
found
not a worm.
Frosties. No, that's a flying worm.
That's a dragon.
Yeah,
We don't want that.
It's the same thing. But there's the Tyro for GregglyPuff. He now has it. Oh.
And we got our worms, folks.
All right. Now, LordFizzlebeef has everything. If you're LordFizzlebeef has all of his pretty much required slots. The only thing he's missing is he has to cake Lich. Now, if you're GregglyPuff, you know LordFizzlebeef is more than likely going to be in Temple of Fiends Revisited. He's going to try and cake Lich 2. It's about a 23-25% chance to land. It's about 23%. Now, the only problem is that is in the Refiend pool, spell pool, which means you can run into Nuke, Zap, you can run into multiple Zaps, up to 3 Nukes, 4 Nuclears, bunch of Insta-Death spells, and the ribbons we have, I think, are 1, and that was GregglyPuff that found it.
Yes.
So, kind of dangerous for LordFizzlebeef here if Lich 2 decides to not go down by that cake.
A little bit, because I'm not even entirely sure what gear-wise he has on those people. I know he was making sure to get like gear for Greggly getting Oxio, saying that's not what I want, completely resetting out. But yeah, while Fizzle's party is got really good levels, like you said, he could possibly see something that's not great in this run that would make things a little dicey, but
I mean, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. The plus 40 vitality on those black mages really, really, really helps. As you can see there, these black mages are above nuke, or at least 1 nuke range.
yeah.
So, I mean, it shouldn't be too bad. Now, the thing that's really scary is the M-Death. We're up against instant kill spells if he's got it. If he's got a lot of them, it could be a real big problem. Because the more he's got to reset, because his black mages get killed, especially if Cake decides that it doesn't want to hit in that 1 in 4 chance, allows GregglyPuff to at least get in. So here we go. Cake comes out. Cake, first cake, ineffective. Rub comes out.
Ooh.
We evade it.
2.
Second cake. Ooh.
3.
Going for 3, ineffective. So 1 for 4.
There we go. Got it on 4.
Yeah, perfectly. Perfect. Just the way it's supposed to be. 1 for 4 gets through. Now, GregglyPuff, you know, is sweating bullets.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing you could see, is he's now got all of his board filled. And you know he's in Topher.
Yeah, and Greg just got his crystal, which means he can go get his talent to customerage and he can get his quake, so he'll be able to finish his column 2, which was his required row. And then just needs to talk to one more hint NPC, and then he will have his second row done.
Yeah, so
while behind, he's not too far behind.
Meanwhile, briefly, we see Carry 2. I didn't even see Carry 2, but we're about to see Kraken 1 or Kraken 2. Really? Because I don't see it anymore.
I was gonna say, are we though?
I mean, that was an unbuffed black belt that just hit for 1400. Okay, so the Tiamat 2 going to be the real gatekeeper here.
Punch is living up to his name.
Well, Punch is gonna punch for 1600 with only 5. By the way, that was 5 hits for 1600. 5 hits.
That turn order was kind of beautiful. I'm just saying.
All right, so
Bye-bye to you.
I mean that was disgustingly awesome. 5 hits for 1,600 damage. All right, we're gonna cast more Templars. One Punch Man's gonna go punching. Here we go. Big hit. 1360. Chaos has gotta be feeling it right now. Greggly's sweating bullets, hoping a miracle will happen. One Punch Man says, "See you later." LordFizzlebeef has moved on into the losers bracket. Wow.
GG Fizzle. That was cool. Punch did work.
Punch. You're not lying. Punch definitely worked there. Wow. These fiends, wow. We're not able to handle. So, what does this mean for LordFizzlebeef? Well, that means he gets to take on the loser of the Fried Teeth Dead Pulse match that is actually going on right now over at RPG Limit Break.
Yeah, Dead Pulse and Fried Teeth are battling it out right now in the winners bracket semifinals. Whoever wins that match goes on to the finals. Whoever loses that match now takes on Fizzle, and the winner of that match then goes to meet in the Dab finals.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting because now
there's a lot going on tonight.
Right? There's a lot at stake today. Left front bumper looking really good today. GregglyPuff going to, forfeit, says GG. So the master, I guess if you want to call it, the one who trained GregglyPuff, says, sit down, I'm here. I'm not letting you win this one. But either way, those two have quite a history together. So it was great to, watch them battle it out. And wow, coming in all swaggered with that swag, walking. LordFizzlebeef opened the door and basically slammed it on us. How you doing, Fizzle?
Hi.
GG, Fizzle.
That was a run. There were so many parts of that where I felt like I might be behind if he found a thing that I didn't. And yeah, I don't know.
I think it was definitely interesting. You were actually ahead for most of it. The taking of the two thieves really slowed him up. I think he got hung up on the equip no swords thing because he found an Excalibur +2 and he just never used it, and then he sold it. So like a lot of his killing potential went down substantially. So he went to the eyes and he was trying to ice 2 in them and stuff like that, and they just weren't going down.
No, they had a lot of health, and I feel like they also kind of had a lot of absorb. Even at like mid-20s, my black belt was having trouble with them.
Yeah, and then it was funny because I'm like, their MDef's not that great. If you casted Bane, it should work just fine. And you casted Bane and it missed on all 3, and I'm just like, and of course Bane misses all 3 after I said that they got low MDef.
Yeah,
it's like the game heard you, wanted to say no.
Yeah, they have bad MDef, but I mean, Ice 2 and Fire 3 are kind of better. Like if I could mix and match them to try and take them all down in like 2 rounds, and then when I run out of that, and I still need to like give my black belt a helping hand, maybe I'll throw some Banes. And
Classic Gamer says, yeah, nice commentator curse there. Hey, I was trying to toss out some information for folks, and this is what happens. So I'm trying to think of, so you ran into the Danny special. Arachnids were not nice. Spiders.
They sure weren't.
I'm sorry.
I feel bad for assigning kill all trap tiles in ice, knowing that they were on at least 2 of them.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Craig didn't see any of the things from him that you did.
Oh, good.
I was just watching him take that fight going, I just like, oh no, this is And then it was just like, it was a breeze. And I was like, oh. Well, all right then.
The
Because they
FFR
found
other
you out
special.
at least, what, twice, I think?
Yeah, they took
It's-
me out twice, and after the second time, I was just like, "That's it, whatever. I don't care. I'm taking my boat and I'm leaving."
Uh-huh. Yeah, there was, Greg found a ribbon down in the bottom 6 chest, and things like, did Fizzle get that? I was like, no, after that second time he got bounced, he went in, got his boat, and left.
Yep.
He had had enough of Ice Cave.
Yep.
I don't know why. It was just spiders, and they just wanted to say hi.
They looked at me funny repeatedly.
And you fell over when they did.
Yeah.
Now, I think so there's a hint giver in Provoca. I
Mhm.
thought mentioned where the tail was.
I forgot to talk to that one.
Okay. Because Greggly actually did it way earlier, but I think he forgot about it. Because I did see that it mentioned something about a tail. Maybe it wasn't that mentioned it. And I thought, they both need tail. They should kind of know where it was, but you guys both last location tail. So it was very interesting.
So the problem, because the hint giver will just be like, Matoya has the tail, and it's just like, great, cool, awesome, neat. Where's the crystal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's how that worked, but yeah, I guess that makes sense when it's part of a quest chain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, sometimes those hints aren't quite as straightforward as they may seem.
How dare they?
Like early on, it's perfectly fine. Like there was another race I had. I think it was my last one where it was the hint giver was just like Matoya had the flutter, and it's just like great. As soon as I find the crystal, I slam on the brakes, go get that, and that's fine. But if I had this one, it's just like the crystal will be tail, and it's just like oh, okay, cool. That could be literally anywhere because I don't need it for anything. Great, cool, neat.
Yeah, you were definitely, when you did the floater, you did a lot of the turns, and you were pretty ahead. And then you both did the eye grind, and then you probably saw Greggly said that he did, the Hall of Giants walk. Then you did the Hall of Giants walk, and then you did the Pat Party, and you were decently ahead. But the pure fact that you were able to grind up your black belt on the eyes because it got high enough, and Greg just didn't have any weapons to do it because he sold his Excalibur, didn't have anything. It kind of hurt him, because then he had to go back and then do a black belt grind because he had to get rid of one of his black mages.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, I mean, there's not much you can say. The winner played well. I mean, the loser just didn't play well enough, and that's kind of, I think, how it went. Is just you just did enough of the right stuff to keep ahead of him, and Greg probably thought a little too hard of what he wanted to do and kind of hindered himself because, as you saw on his board, it looked like he was trying to black out everything.
So for a while, I thought he was going to go row 3, and then I'm seeing all kinds of stuff in the top left, and it's just like, what are we doing? And now I see that he was going for row 1, which sure looks fine. I guess it just wasn't quite there. But yeah, when I saw him light walk Hall of Giants as I was walking through Hall of Giants, that kind of really lit a fire under me. It's just like that. Yep, I know that Greggly is aware of this grind tile. He is now also level 42. I cannot play around with anything anywhere anymore.
The difference was the early route divergence that put you ahead of him. So you were in the air a good bit before he was, and you had already been there and started your grind. So you had were well into yours, and he had just gotten there. So it just hadn't been in the area and all these things. So you, even though you guys were there at the same time, which I'm sure you see on the board, you're like, oh no. But you had a pretty decent lead on him at that point.
Well, because it's like I have this treasure, it's mine, and it's all to myself, and then I see that no, someone else also has it, and it's just like, oh, okay, I really don't have any advantage at all, and I haven't done anything for my row yet. Cool, neat, awesome, great. Time for gas pedal.
And you found that gas pedal and floored it.
Pretty much. But yeah, because the only thing that we thought that, so when you lit the killed 2 different worms.
Mhm.
And you had all that stuff. All you had left was Cake Lich. I
Mhm.
mean, we're thinking, okay, Greggly now knows that he is up against the time. He's got a
Mhm.
hope beyond hope that somehow Lich has instant kill spells. You didn't find any ribbons, and Lich is just evading that cake spell. That's the
Mhm.
only way. And I mean, it did take you a few, but Lich didn't really cast anything. So
Mhm.
outside of instant death spells, you weren't gonna lose essentially.
Oh, never say that. The rando giveth and the rando taketh away. I was
Well,
one zap bullseye from Problem Town.
well, that's what I mean though. If he doesn't cast any instant death spells with
Mhm.
that plus 40 vitality on the black mage,
Mhm.
Nuke kind of isn't nearly as bad. It's bad, obviously. Don't get me wrong, because our MDEF is not that great with +2 per
Mhm.
level, but it's
Oh, I wasn't just talking about Lich 2. I was talking about all the fiends.
oh
Yeah.
wait, what
Like
fiends? You mean the
like
ones that you one punched up until chaos? What do you
yeah,
mean?
those. Yeah, if they opened with zap and they 3 into 56 stupid black belt, that would have been a
Every
massive problem for me.
every time we go to say you're on a fight, it ends before we can get the words out.
S-
I
Speed and power.
I mean, it was like you hit Tiamat 2 for like 1600 with 5 hits, and I'm like, was Tiamat made of paper? Like what?
Crit's gonna crit.
You will not lie in.
A, a fizzle breeze blew through Topher and just everything fell over.
I mean, that was like 300 damage a hit from the black belt. Okay, bye bye.
All the fiends just went poof.
Hmm.
But GG to you. So you move on. You take on the winner of Fried Teeth versus Dead Pulse. That is going on over an RPG, like I'd mentioned when you originally finished there. So, um, thoughts? Who would you rather play? Who would you rather not play? Maybe give us a
Uh,
little game plan. Maybe.
I mean, I lost a dead pulse the other morning, so maybe we try Fry Teeth.
Okay. I mean, both of them are very terrifying, so
Hmm.
it makes sense. And as you said, Dead Pulse is already kind of 1-0 on you.
Hmm.
So you're going to go up against Fried Teeth. I mean, I know it kind of depends on the bingo board, but is there any way you can, kind of get into his head a little bit?
No, that is gonna be entirely down to the strategery of the board in question, and how I can see see if I can find a good row that is just maybe no one killer tile, but just a lot of stupid problems stacked up.
I like it. I like it.
Mhm.
But GG to you once again. I guess we'll kind of go over to final thoughts here, but well played once again. Spring tournament's coming up. I'm going to mention this before we go to final thoughts. So make sure to join up in the Discord if you so choose. Get that spectator role. Allows us to ping you to let you know about all the massive amounts of races. We are doing pods instead of Swiss. You're going to race 3 times in pods. There's a 64 player bracket, and then there's going to be a play-in race to get into brackets depending on what your win-loss ratio is. LordFizzlebeef, why don't you give us your final thoughts? And yeah.
Kidding aside, uh, it was an honor to race GregglyPuff, and I was very, very scared of taking the black belt shtick up against someone who lives, eats, breathes black belt. Uh, it was fun, and it was a challenge. GG, man, if you're out there.
Yeah, that's probably something we probably should have mentioned a bit more, was the fact that you kind of brought him into it, helped him to get into it, just like you've done with a lot of other runners, like my co-commentator partner Danny 3883, the recent graduate, or the most recent graduate, I believe. I believe Luffy was also part of it. I've
I'm
seen you
teaching him some
mentioned,
things.
yeah, teaching Luffy. Thanks a lot. More racers that are going to crush me in spring tournament. Thanks a lot, Lord
As
Fizzlebeef.
as fine. As fine.
right up until I get inside his head. It's fine. Well, I guess I'll do final thoughts and I'll let Danny get us out of here since I got us going. Thanks, Randomania. Thanks, Luffy, for coming in to restream at the last minute. Spellzap, my number one fan in the background. No, I'm just kidding. Our number one tracker. Whenever he decides to track, thank you for doing that, Danny. The wheels to my woo. Thanks for talking me into this. It was a lot of fun. My co-op partner, GregglyPuff. GG to you, sir. I don't know. Beyond that, Danny, why don't you take us out of here and give us your final thoughts?
Yeah, just like you said, thanks to Luffy and Spellzap for helping in the background. Luffy on the restream, Spellzap for tracking. GG to both Fizzle and Greg. That was a heck of a race, and they've both done amazingly well this entire tournament. Sad to see Greg go. Excited to see where Fizzle goes after this. The next couple of races are gonna be real good, so everybody should check them out. And if you join the Discord and get a fancy spectator tag, I'll ping you when those races happen, so you don't miss them. Like Dank said, we have spring tournament coming up. You have until April 2nd to sign up. Pod reveals are April 3rd. Tournament starts April 5th. A little over a week to get in there, and everybody should because it's fun. Come join the Discord, watch the races, learn how to play because we'll teach you. It's like, come join the Discord where we'll teach you how to beat us. And with that, just thanks to Randomania for letting us host our races here. And with that, just thanks everybody to watching, and we will see you next time.